afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome, 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 welcome. Give me a minute and we're going to get right into it. We're going to get right into it. All right. Got team open, connecting. All right. And so, as always, we welcome you to our MIT Minute Training session. And it's always a pleasure. My name is Craig. I'm one of your recovery, Capital Recovery Center coaches. And so today we got a great topic. I think it's very important. And so without further delay, let's get right into it. All right, today's topic we're going to be discussing, and that is, as you can see, scrolling across the screen, how to be a mentor. 4 ways to change someone's life. This is a mentoring meeting, support group. This is hybrid. You can either come in person or you can log on to our team. We welcome everyone in the community. And this article is brought to you by BetterUp.com. BetterUp.com. You can go online and retrieve it if you may. All right, so let's see what the article is talking about, because I think it's very important. It first start off, it says, a mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. And that hope comes from no one other than Oprah Winfrey. We're all familiar with Oprah Winfrey, right? And so Oprah Winfrey, rag to riches story has changed the way many of us look at the world. And that's just not because her story is inspirational. It's because she uses her story and life experiences to mentor as many people as possible. If you thought of giving back, but you're unsure how, take someone under your wing, maybe just what you need. All right? And so let's get into what this article is talking about. What does a mentor do? Good question. A mentor is a trusted advisor that offers support to someone who needs it. All right, aka also known as a mentee. What does a mentor do? Every mentor relationship is different. Some last for years, while some last one coffee date. That's very interesting. Some last for years, the article says, and some last for one coffee date. It all depends. A long-term relationship may include a planned mentoring program. A short-term relationship may involve helping the mentee work through a specific problem. It don't have to be the whole overall problem of one's life. It can be a specific problem that someone may need mentoring in a certain aspect of their life that they may be struggling with, and that a good mentor or a mentor can help them along the way. For instance, a long-term relationship may include scheduled meetings where the mentor shares their experience, knowledge, and connection with the mentee. And a short-term relationship may be a conversation about the mentee career path. And so it varies. It's long-term, go into in-depth or experience, knowledge, and connection. Or a short-term, we can talk about one's career path that one took, or how one overcame some obstacle, hurdle, or situations or circumstances, and how they were able to deal with it successfully. In the end, mentors have 3 things in common. They motivate, inspire, and support. Let me read that again. This article says, in the end, mentors have 3 things in common. They motivate, they inspire, and support. They give mentees the tools they need to achieve their goals and work through challenges. They can be a role model, voice of reason, or a trusted resource to help mentees grow professionally. And I think everyone, especially This is a MIT Men in Training, so especially men, young men, it can be mid-range or older. We always need to grow and challenge ourselves in every aspect of life, professionally or personally, all right? They value delivering support in a way that makes sense to the mentee, and they always keep the mentee's best interest in mind. Very supportive. Depending on the mentee's need, a mentor offers encouragement during challenging times, provide personal development tips, shares knowledge and life experiences, discusses goal setting and aspirations, advises on professional development, identifies and provide resources. And so if someone out there that's interested or looking for a mentor, we're giving some tips or we're giving some advice or some of the things that you should look for, what to look out for, and how to recognize a good mentor and a bad one. So, and also how to adjust what type of mentor lifestyle or style of teaching that you prefer, right? And it says types of mentors. There are many different kinds of mentors and mentoring sessions, each with their own set of skills and methods. I may have a way of doing it, someone else may have another way of doing it, or you may have a way of doing it. However, the goal is to be successful, whether it be in professional life or in a personal life. In this section, we'll cover the three main types of mentors: career mentors, peer mentors, and life mentors. Career mentors, let's see what career mentors talks about. A career mentor serves as a career advisor and advocate. They guide mentees on career goals and help them work through career transition. Here at Capital Recovery Center, we are recovery coaches. However, we are here to help those along the way. If we find someone or we interact or come in contact with someone who needs help to navigate through certain obstacles and barriers in their life, that is somewhat of a mentor role. A recovery coach has a mentor role, a leadership role to connect people to resources that will best suit their strengths and get them going on the right path. All right. And so it says career mentors are usually seniors to their mentees at the same company, but they can also work at a different company, just in a professional life aspect. Let's talk about a peer mentor. A peer mentor typically offers on-the-job training for new employees at their company. The goal is to help employees and mentees settle into their new jobs and speed up the learning curve. Life mentors. A life mentor uses their own past experience to encourage and support their mentee. Life mentors can be professionals or everyday people. So a lot of times we are fearful of interacting with people or sharing certain information, and that's okay. However, you have to be comfortable in your own skin, whereas you can feel that the person that you're sharing your information with will not disclose any personal information that you may disclose to the mentor or the recovery coach, because here everything is confidential. And so therefore, you will have to make that decision. And I'm quite sure as any relationship grows, we begin to be more comfortable, we begin to rely upon someone, or we begin to trust someone with some of our secrets and some of the things that we may be struggling with. All right. And so that is the goal of a life mentor. They say life mentors can be professional or everyday people like family, friends, colleagues, and neighbors. They may offer career support, personal development support, or both. Note, if a mentee needs career support, a life mentor shouldn't replace a peer or career mentor. But a life mentor can also be invaluable for imparting career wisdom. All right. Let's go and talk about how to become a mentor. There are 4 skills one needs to be a mentor. I'm going over this because I don't have all the questions, and so it's always good to find some profound literature that can enhance and improve upon the growth and development and skills of a mentor. And so, as I'm learning, I'm hoping that you are learning and grasping some information, because this information can help not only the mentor but also the mentee, vice versa. So it says how to become a mentor, 4 skills you need. In this section, we'll go over 4 skills you need to become an effective, listen to the word, effective mentor. So we're going to talk about how to be effective as a mentor. Number 1, experience in the areas you're mentoring someone. You can't be an effective mentor if you don't have experience in the area of expertise your mentee needs. For instance, if your mentee is thinking of becoming a nurse, it probably makes sense for you to have nursing experience. That is so true and so valid when it comes to learning some skills or sharing some life experience in the field of expertise. Number 2, the ability to teach at an individual level. So oftentimes I like to say, I like to speak to people not over their head, but I like to speak into their head. So in other words, I don't want to try to sound or try to appear to be somebody that I'm not. And so I'm always being mindful that I must be grounded in my approach and my language and how I describe certain words. And so I have to be very careful not to get ahead of myself. Let me leave it at that. To become a mentor, you need leadership skills. You need to be able to customize your approach to the specific person you're mentoring. All right? You need to be able to read a person to see if a teaching approach is working or not. You have to know your audience. You have to know who you're dealing with. And so if you can't, so there is what we call effective communication. There's verbal communication and there are non-verbal communication, body language, things of that nature, personal continence on their facial expression, things of that nature. And so as we learn to develop experience, be more experienced and knowledgeable of relating with people, we begin to understand more better how we can relate, be more relatable, right? And so number 3 talks about the desire to help someone reach their potential. That is, man, I like that one. I got to read that again. The desire to help someone reach their potential. A great mentor wants to see their mentee reach soaring heights. They want them to fulfill their goals and live their fullest life. I'm living my best life. You probably heard that song. If not, I heard it. And so I like what the guy was saying. He said he was living his best life. But that's to each his own how one best life pertains to them. They want them to feel invigorated. All right. And so the desire to help someone reach their potential, we want you to feel invigorated, rejuvenated, alive, confident, boldness, encouraged. We want you to stand on your own 2 feet and say, I got this. I know exactly what I'm doing. And with a surety, all right? And so we have to speak things into existence and believe it 100%. Communication skills. This is the 4th one and the aspect of 4 skills one needs. So the first one we read was experience in the areas you're mentoring someone. The second one was the ability to teach at an individual level. The third one, desire to help someone reach their potential. And the fourth one we're going to deal with and talk about communication skills. So important. Every mentor needs proper communication skills to have a successful mentor-mentee relationship. It's the only way to discuss how to develop the mentee's path forward. Why is being a mentor important? Let's talk about it. Why is being a mentor important? So if you're watching this, you may say, what is the purpose? Why this guy, Craig, talking about mentoring, leadership, role model, the title, the topic says, why is being a mentor important? Mentor understand the stresses and fears that come with new careers and challenges. Since they have been down the same road before, they can guide another person through the journey. Being a mentor is also important because it, Number one, shapes the future leaders. Providing guidance and training to new employees is essential to shaping future leaders. Mentees may one day be in a high authority position. With the right training, they'll be able to thrive in their leadership roles. Two, strengthen your leadership skills. One of the best ways to be a better leader is to practice. When you have a mentee under your wing, you'll find that chance. As time passes and your mentorship experience and involvement increases, so will your leadership skill. And so this ain't no one-hit wonder. It comes with putting in the work, and that is step by step. And so is it challenging? Yes. Is it doable? Of course. Yeah. Will we make some mistakes along the way? Of course. We have to be willing to forgive and move forward. That's how we began to mature and develop as men. And so not to harper and hold on things, hold grudges. We have to be able to look one another into the eye and each other's eye and express our deepest, sincere apology and be able to accept one's apology. All right. Number three, it says, why being a mentor important? Number three says, teaches you new skills. There's no better way to learn than to teach. Teaching helps you strengthen the lesson you've already learned. It also helps you learn new skills you may not have had. For instance, you may learn how to be a better listener and communicator. It's so vital. These tools that I'm reading and going over today are very important. And so we like to say in the treatment field or in the healthcare field, when we're going in recovery, we're giving people coping tools to put in their toolbox to be able to reconstruct their lives for the betterment of their lifestyle. All right. Number four talks about helps increase the mentee's confidence. And so why is being a mentor important? Number four says it helps increase the mentee's confidence. There's nothing like seeing your mentee being with confidence. Learning how to reach goals help gives mentee a confident boost. All right. We rolling here. We're talking a whole lot of talk, but this talk here is sincere, it's very profound, and it's very useful, especially whether we are in the professional field or in our personal lives. And so that's why every week we're going to be talking about something new of what it means and the significance of a mentee and some of the challenges, some of the pitfalls, some of the things to look out for, some of the things to be aware of, some of the things to avoid, and some of the things that we need to elevate to be better people. All right. And so we're talking about now how to mentor someone, 6 mentoring tips. And so I'm sharing this information because, as I stated before, I'm not a know-it-all type person. And so I like to challenge myself to learn more tools, more skills. And so if you're watching this and you think that you can add value to the meaning of being a mentor, please feel free to reach out to us here at Capital Recovery Center, 72 North Pearl Street. We are located in the great city of Bristol, New Jersey. All right. And so, how to mentor someone, 6 mentoring tips. Here are 6 tips for being a good mentor to help get you started. Number 1 talks about get clarity on what the mentee needs. It says the first one says, get clarity on what the mentee needs. Make sure you understand correctly before you proceed. Asking the mentee question is the first step to gaining clarity before what they need. When you ask questions, you're uncovering who they are and what patterns they have. Then you can use their answers to guide them on their path to self-discovery. You should also teach the mentee to ask themselves questions and to use their own insight to answer them well. This way, they'll have the tools, look at that word again, they have the tools they need to be independent and successful. Here are some examples of questions you can ask. So the article says, what change do you want to see in the next 3 months, year, and 5 years? Sound like that sentence right there sounds like to me small goals you want to set for yourself, mid-range goals, and long-term goals. So what changes do you want to see in the next 3 months? Then it goes on to say a year, and then it goes further out and say 5 years. What are your career goals? What are your personal goals? What do you think is holding you back from reaching your goals? These are some good questions, one should ask, especially when you're getting clarity on what the mentee needs. The second one says, dig a little deeper. After you ask some basic questions, it's time to dig a little deeper with probing questions. Now, some people may feel that, you may be going a little personal, a little too fast. And so a lot of times we want to give a person enough space to breathe. We don't want to just shove a whole lot of information down someone's throat. We want them to really feel that you are the best fit for them and that they are the best fit for you. They say the goal is to uncover why they feel or believe a certain way so that you know how to keep them, how to help them, excuse me. This also helps you discover if any roadblocks might get in the way of their success. Here are some examples of probing questions to ask. And so one may be watching this and say, man, it feels like I'm going back to school, man. All this reading and questioning and soul searching. Hey, listen. There's nothing wrong, regardless of how old you are, to learn some new information. I always like to believe that every day I like to be able to challenge myself to learn something new and become better than the day before. Because if I don't challenge myself, I don't look at it from those lens or perspective, then it makes me wonder. I ask myself, am I growing, or am I becoming stagnant, or am I the hamster on the wheel? If you ever seen a hamster on the wheel, it's very descriptive. The hamster on the wheel is really, he's moving, but he's not going anywhere. Just running in place. We don't want to run in place. We want to move to new heights, as the article mentioned earlier. And so some of the questions we can ask a person would be, some probing question would be, what made you decide on this career move? How did you decide which goals to have? Why do you think blank is holding you back from reaching your goals? What are you most afraid of and why? Some good probing questions. 3, it talks about, we're talking about how to mentor someone, 6 mentoring tip. And the third one says brainstorming ideas. Once you ask enough questions to understand your mentee's mission, it's time to brainstorm ideas. This is a great opportunity to brainstorm ideas, all right, together to co-create the mentee's future, all right? Be more creative, as we read earlier, how to be more visionary, how to be thinking outside the box and working together. And so they said 2 heads are better than 1. And so, let's see what we can come up with and see if we can strategize together. For instance, let's say the mentee wants to change careers but is unsure what path to take. You can conduct an exercise together to help them find their dream career. Or let's say they want to be a professional artist but don't know what medium to choose. As an experienced artist, you can help them brainstorm the pros and cons of different mediums. Number 4, share story. Sharing stories is a great way to illustrate an idea or lesson. I like to do that. Stories show the mentee that you understand what they're going through. They also help you build a personal connection with the mentee. For instance, let's say your mentee is struggling to get along with their manager. You can share a story about how you struggled with a previous manager and how you got through it. Create a plan. We're talking about 6 mentoring tips. Once you've gotten to know the mentee well, make an action plan to help them reach their goals. Do they want to be a lawyer? Create education and career goals. Then discussing internship possibilities. Are they a new hire at your company? Create a training plan. Then have them shadow another employee. 6, introduce them to your network. Who don't want to be connected to a network, a good network where you can prosper and blossom? A great way to help a mentee boost their career is by introducing them to your network. This isn't required, but it can be rewarding for both of you. If you're on board, consider being choosy with who you introduce them to, and make sure you get permission from both parties beforehand. All right. And so, a lot of times, I know when I was in the career search in the field, and I would fill out an application, I would submit my resume, and a lot of times they were questions says, give me 2 credible witnesses that can, as a character witnesses. And so a lot of times I would use people from the church I go to, and I would ask them, hey, so and so, is it all right if I use you as a character witness, to speak to my characteristics, or to my character, not characteristic, to my character during our relationship from the time that you first met me until now. And most of the time, if they feel comfortable with it, they will say, sure. But what they will say is, one guy in particular, he said, sure, you can use me as a character witness, but let me know beforehand so that I will be able to look out for the person or the company or the employee, the employer, who's going to call inquiring about your character, your characteristic or your character. And so I'll say, as the article says, and make sure you get permission from both parties beforehand. So before you share somebody's information, get approval and let them know, say, hey, I'm utilizing you as a character witness. please, you may get a call from whatever company that you're working for or whatever career path that you're on. For instance, let's say your mentee is trying to decide between being a financial advisor and a loan officer. While it may be tempting to introduce them to everybody, by targeting people in those two fields, then give the mentee space to develop those relationships over time. No, when networking, make sure to coach your mentee on building long-term relationships. Very important. Relationship is so key, especially when it comes to making progress in life. A lot of times we focus on the capital gains, but a lot of times the wealth is in the people that we come in contact and who we get connected with, because that will go a long way and is more sustainable than capital, because people are very valuable. And so you don't want to mess up your relationship with people, especially good people that you know for sure that these people are stand-up people and that they deserve the utmost respect. All right, and so that's going to do it for now. My name is Craig, and once again, as you can see, how to be a mentor. And so we talked about 4 ways to change someone's life. This is a mentoring meeting. And if you want to get the rest of this article, go online to betterup.com and read for yourself and pick out what you, some of the things that best describe you and what best describes a mentor that you are seeking. And so on that note, it's been a pleasure sitting here sharing some great information. Utilize the information, contact us here, let us know what you think, give us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you. And from that note, I'm going to say, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.